So the Volky Design SM9 60 degree. This is the M grind, and the M grind is actually an 8-degree bounce. So this is actually Bob Volky's favorite lob wedge. It's probably because the M stands for multi-purpose, which means you can manipulate the club face in different directions. Let's take a couple swings here. Take some full swings. So the reason why I went with the M grind over the other popular grinds is because I knew I wanted a 60 degree, that was for sure, because I had a old school SM6, which was a 60 degree lob wedge, and the SM6 that I had was actually a 4-degree bounce. So I'm kind of used to a lower bounce wedge. And the M grind here is an 8 bounce, which was that happy kind of middle ground. The highest bounce they go up to right now is a 14. So 8 for me was a good transition to go right in the middle. What I like about the Volky Design in the SM9 is they got relief on the heel and they got relief on the toe. And then right here on the sole, if you look at it, it's grinded down. That's what that grind stands for. So instead of having a full sole, you have a sole that is grinded down with toe and heel relief. And with that grinded sole, what that enables you to do is really manipulate that club head. So I can face it square, and I can do a little low bump and runner. Or if I wanted to get cute around the green, I could really open that club face up and do a high little lob shot. Just like that. So the M grind is very manipulative, and it's for the person who wants to be cute around the green side. You can still take full shots with this, no problem. But just be aware when you're playing on wet, soft surfaces like I am, sometimes the higher bounce is going to be more forgiving. Now, another popular grind is, in fact, the D grind. The D grind has the same cut on the sole, the same cut on the heel and the toe. The only difference is the D grind is a 12-degree bounce. And when you're playing on soft, mushy, wet turf conditions like here in Washington, the higher bounce is actually going to be much more forgiving. You could actually mishit it a little bit more with the higher bounces and still get away with it. Versus this 8-degree bounce, you definitely want to try to hit it sweet most of the time, because this will dig in a little bit more, being a lower bounce. Let's go ahead and open the club face up here and get cute with it. Straight up. I mean, the 60-degree M grind with the 8-degree bounce is really good for those very high lob shots. You could open up this face so much, and with that grinded out sole, like the club really sits flush on the ground. So let's just take some chips here, and we're just gonna close the face, put it in the back of our stance, and just do a little bump and run. Try to land it on the green, let it roll out. Just like that. Not bad for the first chip of the day. Let's try this again. And the balls we're playing here are refurbished Pro V1X. Overshot that one some. Nice little bump and run, pin high. So, the M grind is really good with the square closed face. That landed perfectly. And with that toe relief and that heel relief, plus the grinded out sole, we could actually get this pretty flush to the ground, and you could really open up that club head. Let's try and do a lob shot. Let's open up that blade and try to get under it. Keep in mind I'm playing wet Washington conditions, but I believe we can still get under it. Oh yeah. That landed really softly. Let's try and get under it again. And that feels really nice coming off the face. Open the blade up. Oh yeah. Oh, that landed dead on the pin. Good spin on that ball. And we're only from maybe 20 yards out. Only 20 yards out, and we're getting very great spin. Let's try this again. Oh yeah, sit down, baby. Oh, that just stopped dead. So what I really like about the M grind, as I was saying, with the lower bounce, this shaved out sole right here in the lower bounce really enables you, when you open up that club face on the surface, it doesn't sit too proud. What I'm meaning is this leading edge of your sole on higher bounce clubs with fuller soles, sometimes when you open it up, the leading edge of the sole sits a little proud off the surface. It sits a little higher up. But the way they designed this with the grinded out sole, they shave some of this down. You can really open up this club head, and that still sits very flush. The leading edge of the sole sits very flush with the surface. And that is really good for someone who wants to get cute around the greens, open up that face really wide, and get it popping in the air super high without worrying of thinning it, schooling it. And that's one thing where the M grind really shines. That one I mishit just slightly. That was actually a pretty good miss hit. Mishitting it with the 8-degree bounce. It actually didn't go too far. Let's try this again. Oh yeah. And that just stops dead right at the pin. Now another good grind, like I was saying earlier, that I recommend if you're still on the fence about what to choose, I would highly recommend choosing the D grind. Why? Because the D grind is very similar. Has the same relief on the toe and the heel. They shaved out the sole, just like this one. The only difference is the D grind is a little bit higher bounce. The D grind is a 12 bounce. The M grind is an 8 bounce. So that 12-degree bounce is going to be slightly more forgiving on soft surfaces and out the bunker. So that is something to consider when you're trying to choose the right SM9 Volky. Let's go ahead and close the club face and do a little bump and run. Let that roll out. That one almost went in. Like I said, I'm able to close the face, I'm able to open it up. I can do all types of shots. Let's open it up now. So guys, thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. Like the video, subscribe to this channel. And the final verdict I'm going to give for the Volky Design SM9 is that I recommend that if you're a player that plays mostly softer conditions, maybe you're in Washington State and it rains a lot, so the fairways are more squishy, and you want more relief, forgiveness out of the bunkers, I suggest going with the D grind because you're going to get the same exact cuts. So you're still going to be able to manipulate the head of the D grind. You're just going to get a little bit more forgiveness because it's a higher bounce. Now, I recommend the 8 grind or the M grind with the 8-degree bounce for players that maybe want to play more in harder surfaces and hit the ball more, I guess, more precisely, hit it in the sweet spot every time, because an 8-degree bounce is less forgiving. But the 8-degree bounce with the SM9 6-degree, the M grind, it really allows you to manipulate that head so well. And I think even though I live in Washington, I'm still going to choose the M grind because I'm just going to focus on hitting my shots more on the sweet spot, more precisely. And I really like the manipulative, I really like how you can really manufacture your shots around the green with this M grind here. So that's my take on it. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Take care and God bless.